Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something pretty big and definitely experimental from Google.
Yeah, their new AI mode in search.
Exactly. And we're not just talking about a minor tweak here. Forget Googling it the way you always have. This feels like a really fundamental shift.
It does. It's moving away from just finding information.
The classic list of blue links.
Right. And moving towards generating understanding, kind of having an AI-powered exploration right there in the search bar.
So our mission today in this deep dive is to really unpack what this AI mode is. Why are people calling it a game changer?
And what are the bigger implications for how we all find and interact with information online? We want to give you that shortcut to understanding what feels like a really significant shift.
Okay, let's get into it then. So for years, we've all had this basic model, right? You type a question.
And you get that wall of blue links? Yeah.
And then you basically become a detective, clicking tab after tab, reading bits here and there, trying to piece it all together yourself.
It works. We're used to it, but let's be honest.
It can be a real slog sometimes. Time sink.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where this AI mode steps in and pretty much flips the script.
How so? What's the actual difference?
Well, instead of that list, imagine you type in something really complex, something needing multiple viewpoints.
Right.
Like the example, what's the best strategy for remote team management across time zones? Balancing async work and team cohesion.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a simple keyword search.
Exactly. And with AI mode, you don't just get links to articles about it. You get a smart, cohesive, almost conversational answer presented right there, instantly.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just pointing you towards the info.
Yeah.
It's actually synthesizing it, giving you the distilled knowledge summarized right on the screen.
That's the idea. It's like having the answer delivered, but yeah, the search bar did the heavy lifting. It's meant to feel more like chatting with an expert.
That sounds incredibly efficient, especially for anyone doing research or even just trying to get up to speed on something complex quickly.
It is. And the engine behind this isn't just some basic algorithm update. It's powered by Google's Gemini 2.5 multimodal reasoning.
Multimodal reasoning. Okay, break that down a bit. Why is that important?
Well, multimodal means it can understand and connect information from different types of content, not just text.
So images, maybe video?
Exactly. Images, video, maybe even audio if it's transcribed. It's much more sophisticated in how it perceives the information landscape, not just reading words, but understanding context across formats.
Okay, so that multimodal reasoning isn't just jargon. It's actually what allows it to grasp nuance, almost like a person would, but, across the entire internet.
Pretty much. It's the core of how it generates those richer, more comprehensive answers.
So what's the actual user experience like then? Beyond just getting that direct answer, what makes it an exploration tool?
Good question. Because it's not just a one-and-done answer. It's designed to be interactive. The AI mode actually suggests follow-up questions.
Oh, interesting. So it prompts you.
Yeah, it helps you dig deeper without you having to think of the perfect next search query. It sort of anticipates where you might want to go next to understand the topic better.
Okay, that's smart.
And crucially, it also curates useful links from the web right alongside its AI summary.
So it doesn't completely replace the links.
No, and that's important. It addresses that concern about AI becoming an information silo. Google's blending the AI synthesis with direct access to the source material on the web.
Right. So you get the quick insight from the AI, but you also have the trail, the breadcrumbs to go check the sources yourself or explore different angles.
Exactly. It really does start to feel like that analogy, having a personal AI researcher working in real time.
That captures it well. It's about efficiency, sure, but also depth, guided depth.
Absolutely. Think about the time saved. Researching complex stuff, opening 10, 15 tabs, trying to connect the dots.
I've been there many times.
Right. Now, the AI does that initial heavy lifting. It just makes getting into complex topics way more intuitive.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me, and I think this is the core of our deep dive today. Why is this such a big deal? Because, some people might just see it as a faster, maybe fancier search result, but it feels much more fundamental than that.
It really is. I mean, first off, the immediate win is how it accelerates complex searches. Massively.
Right, less digging through tabs.
Exactly. If you're researching something intricate, say the details of a new scientific paper, or comparing complex financial products you'd normally spend ages sifting through information, this mode just condenses that whole process.
It changes the way you research.
Yeah.
From information hunting to knowledge synthesis almost.
That's a great way to put it. It shifts the methodology.
Yeah.
And that efficiency, especially today when we're all drowning in information.
Yeah, that alone is huge. Prepping for meetings, learning a new skill, even planning a complicated trip, cutting down that digging time frees you up for actual thinking.
Precisely. And it builds from there.
Yeah.
Because it suggests those follow-up questions we mentioned.
Right.
It actively enables deeper exploration. It doesn't just dump information on you.
Yeah.
It guides you.
Like a personalized tutor for any topic.
Kind of, yeah. It lays out a path to understand nuances, related ideas, maybe even opposing views. It genuinely helps you build a more profound understanding, not just a surface-level answer.
That's really compelling. But let's talk about the information itself. How current is it? Is the AI just pulling from old training data? Or is it live? That seems critical for search.
Absolutely critical. And Google seems very focused on this. The system explicitly blends AI reasoning with live web content.
Okay, so it's not operating in a static bubble.
No, it's actively interfacing with the current web, pulling in real-time information. This integration is key to making sure the answers aren't just smart, but also stay relevant and updated.
Which is essential for trust, right? You need search results to reflect the latest state of things.
Definitely. It's trying to combine the AI synthesis power with the web's real-time nature.
That really does feel like the turning point. It's Google search meeting generative AI, like the source material says. And yeah, the implications are just huge.
It's the moment where the world's main doorway to information truly embeds this transformative AI tech right at its core. It's not just refining search, it's potentially reimagining it for, well, billions of users.
Okay, so let's pivot to the future then. How is this likely to redefine digital discovery? Starting with us, the users, will this actually change how we search day to day?
I think it almost certainly will. I mean, think about it. If you get used to asking complex questions and receiving direct, synthesized answers that are actually useful.
Yeah, why would you go back to the old way? Clicking through 10 links to piece together the same information.
Exactly. We've used the blue link model because that's what we had. But a more intuitive conversational approach, if it delivers consistently, well, habits change. It encourages asking questions more naturally, like you'd ask a person.
Less focus on finding the magic keywords, more on just asking the question.
Right? It reduces that cognitive load of trying to guess how the search engine wants you to ask.
And if our behavior changes, that sends ripples everywhere, right? Which brings us to a huge group affected by this. Content creators, SEO folks, advertisers. How do they adapt? Their world revolves around search discovery.
This is probably where we'll see the most significant shifts and, frankly, maybe the most anxiety right now. If people get their answers directly from the AI summary, they might click through to fewer websites. That directly impacts traffic.
So what's the play for creators?
Well, the focus might need to shift even more towards creating truly high-quality, authoritative, well-structured content that AI models can easily understand and synthesize accurately.
So it's not just about keywords for humans anymore. It's about clarity and structure for the AI.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
You need to ensure your expertise is presented in a way the AI can grasp and represent faithfully. SEO might become less about just ranking signals and more about AI interpretability.
And advertisers, where do they fit in this conversational interface?
That's another puzzle. Maybe ads become more contextually integrated with the AI's answers. Less about bidding on keywords, more about relevance to the synthesized information. It's a whole new landscape they need to figure out.
So it's not just about getting found, it's about getting understood and represented by the AI. That definitely changes the game. Which leads to the biggest question, I think.
The balance of power.
Yeah. Could this really shift the balance away from organic search results towards these AI-curated answers? Is AI going to answer away traffic, like some fear?
That is the multi-billion-dollar question everyone's watching. It's certainly possible, even probable to some extent. If the AI answer is comprehensive enough for many queries,
The click isn't necessary.
right, which forces a major rethink for anyone relying on that organic traffic. Yeah. It's a massive challenge, no doubt, but also maybe an opportunity for those who figure out how to provide value within this new system.
It really drives home that phrase from the source. This isn't just a tech update. It's a potential redefinition of digital discovery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're talking about changing the fundamental way people access and process online information. It's foundational.
It elevates the search bar from just a lookup tool to something more like an intelligent assistant, right?
Yeah.
Delivering understanding, not just links.
Precisely. Making complex info potentially more accessible to everyone.
So let's bring it back to our listener. What does this mean for you? We've talked tech, we've talked industry impact, but how might this AI-powered future really change your specific workflow?
Yeah, whether you're in marketing, tech, education, content, or just someone who needs to find stuff online daily,
Mhm.
this will affect how you work.
And maybe what skills become more valuable?
Consider this, and it's kind of a provocative thought to end on. If you have this personal AI researcher, a query away, giving you curated answers, suggesting next steps, what skills become crucial for you?
Mm.
Is it about getting better at asking nuanced questions to guide the AI? Is it more about critical evaluation, knowing when the AI answer is good enough, and when you absolutely need to click those curated links and verify or go deeper?
Or for creators, maybe it's about becoming really good at structuring information so the AI represents your expertise accurately.
Exactly. It could be all of those.
Yeah.
The point is, the skills needed to effectively navigate and contribute to this new information landscape are likely evolving right now.
That's a really powerful thought to leave people with. It's not just about Google changing its tech. It's about how we need to adapt and evolve our own approaches to knowledge.
It's definitely an exciting, maybe slightly daunting, but ultimately fascinating time for how we interact with information. Full of challenges, sure, but also huge opportunities.
Well, this is clearly just the start of a major shift. Our hope with this deep dive was really to give you the essential insights to start understanding and navigating what's coming.
Because as the source material neatly sums it up, the search bar just got a whole lot smarter.
And hopefully, after